Morning, guys. Welcome to week 3, and I'm going to record some of these little writing lessons for you, starting with activity 1 of week 3. So this is what you've been tasked to do by your teachers. And activity 1 says, using that picture, you can see there's a cute little dog with his nose sticking out of a tiny little house, or maybe a kennel. Technical vocab there, kennel, house for a dog, sticking out the trunk of a tree, and you kind of, I guess we have to start to puzzle together what the story might be. So activity 1 says, create a mind map of words, phrases to describe the setting. Think about the sound, smell, sight, and touch. Write a paragraph of setting description. So that is what I am going to do for you now. So I'm just switching screens here, and we're going to look at this little 5-slide thing that I've created. So we're starting with things we can see, so sight. Now, there's the picture here. You can still see the picture. So we can see the dog. The dog's nose sticking out of the kennel, obvious. You can see the curve of the trunk of the tree. It's quite an interesting, trunk there, almost like, so you can now start to do a snake coiling. Similar, we can start to do similar, looking at that. Now, what's quite nice about the photo is you've got a sense of depth to it. So you can clearly see in the foreground is the dog and the tree, and then beyond that, in shadows, it's quite clear that we are in a wood or forest. Leaves on the floor. Some lovely adjectives here you can use, can't you? Golden, orange. Do a little list. Golden, orange. You can write some nice similes for golden or orange, yellow, whatever. And then you can see the shadows of broad trunks. Sense of power and awe. Sense of awe there. Awe is a great word. Right, there's lots there you can pick out of that. So let's have a look at the next thing you were told to do. Sounds. Now, sounds is slightly more complicated. So for sounds, we are thinking of, well, the rustle, not the person. All right, rustle? No, not rustle. The rustle of leaves. Now, if it's quite a crisp day, then there'll be a crunch. Typo. That's not a spelling mistake. That was a type of crunch underfoot. Nice word, isn't it? Underfoot, a crunch underfoot as you walk through that forest. You'll also hear some birds singing. No, it's autumn, but a fabulous spring bird song is the cuckoo. It kind of goes cuckoo. That's why it's called. It's like onomatopoeia, onomatopoeic, whatever the word is. Wish Mrs. Drew was here to tell me. Onomatopoeic. The cuckoo. The name of the cuckoo is the sound that it makes. Cuckoo is a nice one. It's a lovely thing for you all to know that a group of finches, which are beautiful tiny little birds, is called a charm of finches. So you could say song, the warble of the charm of finches. A bit beautiful sentence to use there, but it sounds. And then the smell. Well, let's not be rude here with any rude smells, but we could do quite the dampness of autumn. You can smell those leaves, can't you? In the autumn sometimes you get that smokiness. Smoky bonfires wafting through the forest or wood, whatever. Same thing in a forest or wood, I think. Yes, I can't think of much else, but you might be able to come up with something else. Another touch. Now, what I can see there that I'd be really fascinated to just go and put your hand on is the moss. See it on the, you can see it here. on the trunk of the tree, the moss, soft and damp. Damp, not very nice, really, but anyway, but the moss, springy. Let's get rid of soft and springy moss. There's quite the sharp edge of the leaves. As if you picked them up and they were crispy leaves, there'd be kind of a sharp pointiness to them. Can't really think. The rough bark. Woof is the dog. That wasn't a, that was play on words. The rough bark of the, sorry, time with one hand trying to drink coffee as well, of the tree. But think of a different word for rough. That's not a great adjective. There'll be a better one you could find. And then all that's leading us to, so we've got 4 things now we can think about: what we can see, what we can hear, what we can touch, and what we could smell. And sorry, I just had a slurp of coffee. I apologise if you heard that. Sitting in my pajamas here doing this. So we finally now start to pull all those things together. You don't have to use all of it. Start to write our descriptive paragraph. So I'm going to start with the foreground. What can I see right in front of me? So I'm starting with the dog. You could just see a tiny, I'm just going to do a small list, 2 things. Tiny black, sorry, typos, black nose sticking out. I'm going to change that. You can revise as you go through. Jutting, I like the word jutting. Jutting out. Actually, I'm going to change black as well. I'm going to change it to damp, because you know how wet dogs' noses are. So, yeah, if you've ever touched a dog's nose, you could see a tiny damp nose jutting out from beneath the roof of the kennel, which was built into the trunk of the tree. And now I'm going to move beyond that. So again, finding a preposition. I'm going to, that's a brilliant word, isn't it? Actually, beyond, infinity and beyond, beyond the safety of the. Now, if you use kennel, so I need to find a synonym for kennel. So I'm going to put shelter. Beyond the safety of the shelter, I'm going to give a scope of magnitude of how big this is. Lay miles and miles. Lay miles and miles of woods. What else can we see? The leaves. So scattered. Let's go to the next line. Scattered across. Now I've used woods, so I'm now going to use the word forest. So I'm not repeating words to make it repetitive. Scattered across the forest floor were crisp leaves. Now I'm going to do something like, so I'm going to personify autumn as a person. And if I was to say like what the job of autumn is, it's to knock the leaves off the trees, right? If autumn was a person, it'd be walking around forests and your garden with a big stick, knocking all the leaves off onto your lawn, which you obviously make grandma or Auntie Pat go and clear up every now and then. So scattered across the forest floor were crisp leaves. The labour, use the word labour because it's a kind of a better word than job or work. The labour of autumn. Now I'm going to go back to the dog because I've described the scene. So I'm going to think of a name for the dog. I'm going to call him Ralph, because it sounds like a wolf, isn't it? Ralph. Ralph lay huddled. Can you lay huddled as a singular thing? I'm going to use it. Ralph lay huddled in his kennel. I'm going to have to use kennel again. In his kennel. And I'm going to try and find a feeling, a sound in this kind of the wind. Let's go for the wind. No, I'm going to go for the breeze. Gentler than a wind. The breeze whispered. Now we're kind of, that's a bit cliche, Mr. Scully. I know you're rolling your eyes. Oh, the breeze whispered, the wind whispered, Mr. Scully. No, it's okay. The breeze brushed, because that started to build in some alliteration. The breeze brushed through the alliteration is going to be fab here. The bare branches, bringing with it. Now, before autumn comes summer, so I'm going to kind of make a reference to the summer that came before it. So I'm going to read that sentence again. Ralph lay huddled in his kennel. The breeze brushed through the bare branches, bringing with it the melancholic. I wanted to do something sad. One of my favorite words ever. Melancholic sense, which is smells. The melancholic sense. You know, the sense of smell is the most evocative. It means it kind of triggers the most memories. So if you smell stuff, it's the most evocative sense, smell, apparently. Breeze brushed through the bare branches, bringing with it the melancholic sense of a summer just gone by. I'm going to read that back through just in case there's anything else I want to change. You could just see a tiny damp nose jutting out from beneath the roof of the kennel, which was built into the trunk of the tree. More alliteration there. Beyond the safety of the shelter, comma, lay miles and miles of woods. Scattered across the forest floor were crisps. See, that's what you do because you revise it. Were crisp. You can spot your spelling mistakes or your typos. Were crisp leaves, the labour of autumn. Ralph, the dog, lay huddled in his kennel. The breeze brushed through the bare branches, bringing with it the melancholic sense of a summer just gone by. I'm really happy with that. Have a go. And then I will record activity 2 for you and put it on Facebook tomorrow. Good luck, children. Au revoir.